Okay, so you're in Santa Fe, Texas, and thinking about selling your house, but maybe not loving the thought of all the work involved.
Yeah, all the repairs and showings and waiting and waiting,
Right, and it can be a real drag.
especially in a place like Santa Fe, which isn't exactly known for its bustling real estate market.
That's what we're diving deep into today, how to get a cash offer for your house in Santa Fe.
Exactly, a fast and fair cash offer that cuts through all that hassle.
And we're focusing specifically on a company called Sell That House to Me.
They make it surprisingly simple to sell your house without all the usual headaches.
So if that sounds good to you right off the bat,
If you're thinking, yeah, that's exactly what I need,
then head over to sellthathouse2me.com.
you can get a no-obligation cash offer right now and see what your house is worth.
So this deep dive is all about Sell That House to Me and how they work in Santa Fe, Texas.
We'll break down their whole process and show you why they're a great option, especially if you need to sell quickly.
All right, so let's start by getting a sense of Santa Fe itself.
It's a town with a history steeped in the cattle and railway industries.
Going way back to the 1870s.
That's right, and even today it has that kind of lonesome exurb vibe.
South of the hustle and bustle of Houston.
Lots of open fields, and you can almost hear those cowboy echoes.
Our source described it as a place where sales can stall in the tumbleweed drift.
Yeah, that really paints a picture.
So we look at the early 2025 real estate data,
And the median house price is around $385,000.
which sounds pretty good, right?
But here's the thing. Houses in Santa Fe can take a while to sell.
We're talking like 50 to 70 days on average.
And in a slower market, that can feel like an eternity.
Absolutely, especially if you need to move quickly or just don't want your house hanging over your head for months.
And that's where Sell That House to Me comes in with a really appealing alternative.
Okay, so let's talk about Sell That House to Me and what they offer.
Their main thing is they buy houses directly for cash.
Cutting out all the middlemen and the waiting.
And they do this not just in Santa Fe, but in other areas across the U.S. as well.
But for folks in Santa Fe, the benefits are clear.
Their website even says, sell your Santa Fe home quickly. No repairs needed.
That's a huge deal for a lot of sellers.
Think about it. No need to fix anything up.
No contractors, no painting, no landscaping.
You just sell your house as is, and they handle the rest.
And then there's the speed factor.
They can close in as little as 7 days.
7 days, that's insanely fast compared to traditional sales, which can drag on for months.
And there are no realtor commissions or closing fees.
So you save a ton of money there too.
Sell That House to Me really tries to make it an effortless property sale,
Do you know that selling a house can be incredibly stressful?
especially if you're facing foreclosure or going through a divorce or dealing with an inherited property.
Or maybe you just need to relocate quickly for a new job or family reasons.
In any of those situations, the traditional way of selling can be a real nightmare.
And that's where Sell That House to Me steps in to provide a simpler solution.
So how does their process actually work?
Well, it all starts with an initial appraisal.
They'll either come take a look at your house in person,
Or you can give them details about the property over the phone or online.
and based on that, they'll present you with a no-obligation cash offer.
And this is key. There's no haggling.
They give you a straightforward offer based on the condition of your house and the local market trends in Santa Fe.
No back and forth, no pressure.
And if you decide to accept their offer, they can close incredibly quickly.
Like we said, sometimes in as little as a week.
That's because they're not waiting on banks or mortgages.
They have the cash ready to go.
So the whole process is super streamlined.
Minimal effort on your part. And they take care of all the paperwork.
Now it's important to understand that their focus is on speed and convenience.
So you might not get the absolute highest possible price for your house.
But for a lot of people, that trade-off is worth it.
It's about getting a fair offer quickly and moving on with your life.
And if that sounds like a good fit for you, remember, you can get started right now.
Just go to sellthathouse2me.com and get that no obligation cash offer.
You've got nothing to lose, and you might be surprised at how easy it can be to sell your house in Santa Fe.
All right, so we've talked about the benefits in the process, but where exactly does Sell That House to Me operate?
Well, they definitely buy houses in Santa Fe, but their reach goes beyond that,
They cover all of Galveston County.
including places like Hitchcock, Alvin Houston, Friendswood, Texas City, Dickinson, and Arcadia.
So if you're anywhere in that area, they can help you out. One thing that really stood out to me on their website was the testimonials from actual homeowners in Santa Fe.
Oh yeah, those are great.
They're short and sweet, but they give you a real sense of what it's like to work with them. Sell that house to me.
Like Hank P. from Alta Loma.
He said, Alta Lomas, quiet turned lonesome. They rode in with cash. gone before the next dusk.
Talk about a fast sale.
And then there's Lila T from Overland Trails.
She said Overland Trails herd moved on. Their offer spurred quick cash and 7 no planes drag.
She was clearly happy with that 7-day closing.
And then there's Cole R. from Double Two,
who said Double T was a rancher's bust. They took it rough. Cash landed fast open range off my back.
Sounds like he was in a tough spot, and Sell That House to Me really helped him out.
Those testimonials really show that they're the real deal.
They're actually helping people in Santa Fe sell their houses quickly and easily.
Okay, so let's go through some of the common questions that people have about Sell That House to Me.
They have a great FAQ section on their website.
First off, how fast can I actually sell my house in Santa Fe?
Their answer is offer in a day, close in a week.
That's about as fast as it gets.
And then people always want to know, will I get a fair offer?
To which they say, pegged to Santa Fe's slow roll.
Meaning they take into account the current market conditions in Santa Fe.
So you know you're getting a realistic offer.
Another big question, do I need to make repairs before I sell?
And the answer is a resounding nope.
We take it wettered even near Runge Park.
So no need to stress about fixing things up.
Then there are those tougher situations like foreclosure.
They address that directly, saying, foreclosure, we pull Santa Fe folks free fast.
So if you're facing foreclosure, they can help you avoid losing your home.
What if you've inherited a house and don't want to deal with it?
Like they've got you covered. Their answer is, unload that prairie pile by FM 646 quick.
And for folks going through a divorce, they say, cash your Santa Fe split no dust up.
It's all about making a difficult situation a little bit easier.
And finally, if you're moving quickly, they say, they'll buy before you trot to Houston.
So no matter your situation, they can work with you.
So if you're anywhere in Santa Fe or those surrounding Galveston County communities,
Like Hitchcock, Alvin Friendswood, Texas City, you name it.
and you need to sell your house fast,
Without all the hassle of repairs and showings,
then do yourself a favor and head over to sellthathouse2me.com right now.
you can get a no-obligation cash offer and see how much your house is worth.
Okay, now let's zoom out a bit and look at the bigger picture.
Sell That House to Me is doing some really interesting things in other areas too.
Their website has a related posts section where they talk about their work in places like Anna, Texas, Kingsbury, Texas.
Even Rock Hill, South Carolina, Conway, South Carolina, Goodyear, Arizona, Buckeye, Arizona.
Wow, all over the place.
They're even in Georgia and Idaho.
So they clearly have a lot of experience buying houses in all kinds of markets.
And then there's their trending posts section, which highlights their activity in other parts of Texas.
Like Lakeway Forney, Cedar Park, Spicewood, Marble Falls, Spring Branch.
Even Angleton, Heath Fate, and Missouri City.
It seems like they're really making a difference for homeowners across the state.
So just to recap, Sell That House to Me buys houses for cash.
In Santa Fe, in Galveston County, and in those surrounding areas we've been talking about.
They encourage anyone who's thinking of selling to reach out to them.
You can get a fast and fair quote with no obligation.
They're really positioning themselves as a helpful solution for people who need to sell their houses quickly and easily.
Okay, so let's wrap things up here.
We've explored how Sell That House to Me offers a simple and convenient way to sell your house in Santa Fe.
They take the stress and uncertainty out of the process.
You don't have to make repairs. You don't have to deal with realtors.
And you can close in as little as a week.
It's a fantastic option for anyone facing a tough situation.
Like foreclosure divorce or a sudden relocation.
Or maybe you just want a hassle-free way to sell your house and move on.
We've seen how they've helped real people in Santa Fe through those testimonials.
And we've answered some of the most common questions that people have.
So if you're in Santa Fe or the surrounding Galveston County area,
and you're thinking about selling your house,
don't wait another minute.
head over to sellthathouse2me.com today and get your no-obligation cash offer.
See for yourself how easy it can be to get cash for your home.
And while you're thinking about it, consider what you could do with that cash in hand.
How would it feel to have that financial freedom?
To be able to move on to your next chapter without that house holding you back.
That's something worth exploring, isn't it?
It certainly is.
All right, that's it for our deep dive today.
Thanks for joining us.
We'll see you next time.
Bye for now.